Island hopping, more interesting facts about Saint Vincent and the Grenadines you may not know. Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, comprising 32 islands, is a part of the Windward Islands of the Lesser Antilles, lying south of St. Lucia, west of Barbados, and north of Grenada. The islands lie in the West Indies, where the Atlantic Ocean meets the Caribbean Sea, and comprise the mainland, and two-thirds of the northern Grenadine Islands, with most of the islands being uninhabited. Saint Vincent and the Grenadines is a member of the Commonwealth of Nations with King Charles III as head of state, represented on the island by a Governor-General, and the Prime Minister is head of government. The first Europeans to reach the island called it Saint Vincent of Saragossa, with the name Granada given to the Grenadine Islands, with Granada referring to the Spanish city at the foot of the Sierra Nevada mountains, and to later distinguish the Saint Vincent Grenadine Islands from the island country of Grenada, the Grenadines was used for the islands instead of Granada. Prior to the arrival of the Spaniards on the islands of Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, the Kalinago natives who lived on the island called it Ulomain, and before the Europeans and Africans arrived there in the 16th century, different Amerindian groups such as the Kalinago, Ciboney, and Arawak, had either passed through or had settled there. The Black Caribs, the indigenous Garifuna people, fought to prevent European settlement on Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, with the French being the first to colonize the island nation, and bringing African slaves with them to its shores. The enslaved Africans worked on sugar, coffee, tobacco, cotton, cocoa, and indigo plantations. During the 7 Years' War, the British drove the French from the island, and they also brought with them African slaves to work on the plantations. When the British fought the Black Caribs for control of the island in what is called the First Carib War, and then the French recaptured the island. The British regained control and there was a Second Carib War, with the French supporting the Caribs in the war, but the English won, and both colonizers signed an agreement to exile the vast majority of Black Caribs to Roatan, off the coast of Honduras and Belize in Central America, and to Balaso, one of the Grenadine Islands. After slavery was abolished in the British West Indian colonies, slaves served an additional 4 years on plantations, after which Portuguese indentured servants were brought to the island in the late 1800s, from Madeira, Portugal, an archipelago in the North Atlantic Ocean known as Micronesia. The population of Saint Vincent and the Grenadines today consists of Kalinago, and descendants of other indigenous groups, mixed descent, descendants of African slaves, Africans, Europeans, mostly Portuguese, and other groups such as Portuguese from Madeira, East Indians, and Chinese. Tourism is important to the economy of the country, and the filming of movies on the island have added extra exposure to the beauty, tranquility, and vitality in the natural environment surrounding the islands. Home to beautiful beaches, rivers, waterfalls, restaurants, churches, hotels, botanic gardens, mountains, including the Soufriere volcano, and more, there is much to be seen and enjoyed on the islands of Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. Construction and agriculture also contribute to the growth of the economy in Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, that is home to 5 airports, including the Argyle International Airport, and a ferry service by boat from the mainland to most of the inhabited Grenadine Islands, with small airlines accommodating inter-island travel through charter services. Taxi service is available on the islands, with airport and/or dock information services, and there is public transportation service, and private rental car service available on the main island. The official language of the country is English, which is used in government, education, religion, corporations, and other formal settings, while English Creole or dialect is used in informal settings island-wide. Education between the ages of 5 to 12 is free but not compulsory, and between the ages of 12 to 19, education is neither free nor compulsory, but with 58 elementary schools on the islands, 26 secondary schools, and 2 schools for children with special needs, as well as the Saint Vincent and the Grenadines Community College, University of the West Indies Open Campus, St. James School of Medicine, and 5 other universities that provides tertiary education on the island nation, the literacy rate in St. Vincent and the Grenadines standing at 96%. Cultural activities on the islands include sports, such as cricket, rugby, football, netball, basketball, volleyball, and tennis, and there are a variety of music and musical activities, cultural festivals, annual traditional celebrations, and storytelling on the islands. There is a general hospital, a central public library, a central market, restaurants, stores, supermarkets, churches, the Botanic Gardens, and Fort Charlotte within easy reach in the capital city. The cuisine on the island nation reflects the heritage of its people, including dishes representing African, British, Indian, French, Carib, and Chinese foods. Communication services are available throughout the islands, with mobile phone service available across most of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There are radio stations, a cable television provider, and a television broadcasting service. The official currency is the East Caribbean dollar. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. God bless.